Today, we are diving into the absolutely incredible story of Korea's Bonggochun petroglyphs. Now, these aren't just some old rock carvings. Oh no, they are a masterpiece of human history that just got UNESCO World Heritage status after, and this is the crazy part, a dramatic, decades-long fight for their very survival.
And that question right there is at the very heart of this whole thing. For half a century, that's what everyone was wrestling with. Preservationists, scientists, you name it. And finding the answer, well, it took this fascinating mix of deep history, hard science, and a real spark of engineering genius.
So let's start with the happy ending. In July of 2025, these petroglyphs were officially recognized by UNESCO. I mean, that is huge. It puts them right up there with the most important cultural sites on the entire planet. But, and this is a big but, this triumphant moment, it was anything but a sure thing.
To really get why this victory is so remarkable, we have to go back. We have to understand the battle that was fought to get here. An epic 50-year struggle against a ticking clock and rising water. Man-made water torture. Just let that sink in. That's how experts describe what happened to these irreplaceable carvings. It's such a powerful phrase because it gets right to the point. The very thing we build for modern progress was threatening to completely erase our most ancient history.
So what was this torture? Well, it was a relentless cycle. For months at a time, every single year, the carvings would be completely underwater. Then they'd be exposed again, and with every single cycle, that ancient rock face was slowly but surely being destroyed. Okay, so here's the problem in a nutshell. On the left, you see the Sayan Dam. It was built in 1965 to provide water for the city of Ulsan. Makes sense. On the right, the Banggude petroglyphs. Now get this, the tragic irony here is just staggering. The carvings were only discovered in 1971, 6 years after the dam was built. So when that reservoir filled up, the carvings, which are etched into this really soft rock, got submerged for months, every single year, causing the rock to just crack, crumble, and fade away.
And the fight to save them was just so long and frustrating. For decades, you had all these ideas being thrown around. Some people wanted to change the river's course entirely. Others proposed building a giant dike right in front of the carvings. But every single idea was either too damaging to the beautiful landscape, way too expensive, or just plain wouldn't work. The stalemate just dragged on for years and years.
Then finally, in 2024, a really elegant solution was approved. Instead of some massive, invasive project, engineers came up with a clever fix. They're going to install 3 large sluice gates right on the existing dam. These gates will let them simply lower the water level, keeping it safely below the petroglyphs, and ending that 50-year water torture for good.
Okay, so now that we know how they were saved, let's explore what was saved. This is the fun part. We'll start with the most famous of the sites, the Banggude petroglyphs, which tell this absolutely epic story of life and whaling.
When you look at the more than 300 images carved into this rock face, one thing just jumps right out at you. It's all about the animals. A whopping 65% of all the carvings are of wildlife. This wasn't just some pretty decoration. It was a living encyclopedia of the world these people inhabited.
And this right here is what makes Banggude globally important. It's a prehistoric encyclopedia etched in stone, and it's got the world's oldest and most detailed depiction of a whaling expedition. I mean, the artists were so precise. We can see over 60 different whale carvings. We can actually identify distinct species, gray whales with their calves, humpbacks breaching out of the water, even sperm whales. It is an absolutely unprecedented snapshot of a sophisticated maritime culture that thrived here 7,000 years ago. But the Bangguchun Valley holds more than just one story. The UNESCO site actually covers 2 completely distinct petroglyph panels. We've seen Banggude, the action-packed hunting story. Now let's head over to its mysterious sibling, Chunjanri, which is a totally different kind of masterpiece. The best way to think of the Chunjanri petroglyphs is as an ancient public message board. Seriously, for thousands of years, different groups of people came to this exact spot and carved their stories, their symbols, and their records right on top of each other.
This one single rock face is a time capsule. The oldest layers? Animal figures, kind of like at Banggude.
But then, new generations came and added their own marks. Later groups carved these abstract geometric patterns, spirals, diamonds. Centuries after that, artists from the Silla dynasty added these delicate line drawings of royal processions. And then, finally, they left over 800 characters of text, recording visits by kings and the elite Horong, the famous flower youth warriors of the Silla kingdom.
And you can really see that complexity right here. It's this beautiful, almost chaotic conversation happening across millennia. You've got different styles and different eras literally carved on top of one another. Prehistoric hunters, Bronze Age artists, and Silla royalty all left their mark on the very same sacred canvas. It's an incredible testament to the enduring power of this place.
All right, so let's zoom out one last time. Because as incredible as these two petroglyph sites are, they are part of an even larger historical landscape. And this part is truly mind-boggling.
100 million. No, that's not a typo. That's the age in years of dinosaur footprints that are found scattered all through this very same Bangyucheng Valley. It is almost impossible to wrap your head around that kind of timescale.
And that is the true magic of the Bangyucheng Valley. It's a place where you can literally walk through time. In one small area, you can see the tracks of dinosaurs from 100 million years ago, stand before the art of prehistoric whalers from 7,000 years ago, and read the writings of ancient kings from 1,500 years ago. It's a single, continuous thread of life, all concentrated in one profoundly important spot.
The fact that these carvings survived their 50-year ordeal is it's a miracle. These ancient people etched their most important stories into stone, desperate to make them last. And it kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? What stories from our time will last that long?